From a live scorpion found in a bunch of bananas to a severed lizard's head served up in a kale salad. Join us as we take a horrified peep at the 10 most disgusting things ever found in food.
A sales assistant at a supermarket in St Stephen, Cornwall was shocked to discover a 3-inch long scorpion in a bag of bananas. The live scorpion was found by Angela Parran, who spotted the stowaway while stocking the shelves. The scorpion managed to survive the trip from Costa Rica all the way to Cornwall, UK. Co-workers initially called the police and the RSPCA, who suggested they contact the local zoo. The zookeepers identified the beast as a black-edged scorpion native to parts of South America. Black-edged scorpions are not considered deadly to humans, but the sting is said to be very painful. The scorpion, lucky to survive its epic journey, was given a new home at the zoo. A woman from Northern Ireland discovered shreds of hessian in her bread after biting into a slice of toast. The material was later identified to be a glove that had accidentally baked into the loaf of bread. After reporting the matter to the local council, the manufacturer, Premier Foods, was fined £750. A spokesman for the company said, "We go to great lengths to assure the quality of our great British brands, but on the isolated occasion we have fallen short of our usual high standards, and apologise for any distress caused to the customer." In 2013, a shopper found a tarantula clinging to a bunch of bananas at his local supermarket. 42-year-old Sydenham, UK resident Mark Drinkwater was shopping for a few items when he made his way to the fruit and vegetable section to pick up some bananas. "I started to pick them apart and then I realised there was a tarantula hanging from the side of the bananas," Drinkwater told reports. "It was the size of the palm of my hand, it was hairy, it was scary enough. I shook the bananas and the tarantula fell back into the box." Staff managed to catch the tarantula, thought to have stowed away in a shipment of bananas from Colombia. They placed it in a plastic container and alerted the British Arachnological Society, who advised them on how to dispose of the beast. In 2010, a cook opened a can of baked beans to discover a rat buried at the bottom. It was thought the rodent climbed into the tin at the factory and was sealed inside during the canning process. Luckily, the rat was discovered before being served up to guests at a catered function. The fact that a rat could climb into a tin of baked beans prior to sealing was described by the public analyst heading the inquiry as highlighting severe failings somewhere in the food production process. Baked bean manufacturer Heinz and Premier Foods both issued statements denying their involvement in the incident. In 2009, a restaurant manager at a cafe at Scotland's National Trust discovered a lizard in a bag of salad. David Neal opened the bag of rocket imported from Israel when the 8-inch reptile climbed out. The lizard, nicknamed Rocky, was identified by experts as a Lebanon lizard. The National Trust of Scotland's nature expert, Lindsay McKinley, was delighted that Rocky had survived his journey, saying, "We suspect he would have survived by slowing down his metabolism and going into a state of hibernation." A woman in Newport, Virginia got quite a shock when she opened her box of McDonald's wings. Catherine Ortega was preparing dinner for her children when she pulled a fried chicken's head complete with beak and eyes out of the box. Ortega phoned McDonald's, who told her she could return the meal for a refund or another meal. Ortega declined, saying she had lost her appetite. She then made grilled cheese sandwiches for her family, saying that the incident has made her want to cook at home from now on. A woman from Langhorne, Pennsylvania was horrified to find a black widow spider in her bag of grapes. She was washing the grapes about to serve them to her children when she noticed a small black spider with a red pattern on its midsection moving through the bag. A bite from a black widow spider can be deadly, especially to children and the elderly. The organic grapes were purchased at BJ's near the woman's home and were originally distributed out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Zoe Butler from Nottingham, UK received a shock when she opened a can of tuna and saw something unusual on top. When she turned it around and poked it with a fork, it seemed to peer up at her. After telling her story to news sources, there was speculation as to what the creature actually was. Originally thought to be a small crab, copepod, or even the head of a soft-shell turtle, scientists at the Natural History Museum said it was probably the head of a tongue-eating louse. A tongue-eating louse is a sea parasite that lives in the mouths of fish and actually eats away their tongues. When Robin Sandusky ordered a kale salad to her New York office from a local restaurant, she couldn't have realised the shock she was about to receive. As she began eating, she noticed something odd in the corner of her bowl. It was the severed head and arm of a lizard. Its eyes were half open and there was insides hanging out the back of its neck. She immediately called the restaurant for a refund. the restaurant offered her a replacement salad which she understandably declined. It's not known if the lizard's head was originally in the salad mix or if a lizard was somehow decapitated as the salad was being made in the restaurant. In 2014, a group of women ordered a fish dish in a restaurant in the Chinese province of Anhui. One of the women turned over the fish and was horrified to discover a condom amongst the noodles. The disgusted women demanded compensation, asking the manager for 100,000 yuan, which is around 14,000 US dollars, as well as reimbursement for any medical expenses. When the shocked manager argued that the condom would have melted if it was put there prior to cooking, the unhappy women then proposed that if the manager ate the condom, they would not pursue the matter any further. The manager hesitantly agreed and ate the prophylactic to avoid the substantial payout. How about that?
Well, hey, so I've got a question for you lot. What is the most disgusting thing you've ever found in food? Let us know in the comments section below because I'll be hanging around for an hour after this video goes live and we can have a good chat about it. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.